my mother, Diane Lynn Urosky. It was too much, and it was nothing. 7:37 a.m., Monday, May 12, 1975. Dropped from blue yonder, out past the moon. A lazuli beam from Atlantean middle forehead, on patched pattern eye. 9 pounds and a few butterfat ounces. I think they said the air was blue too. Morning cool spring, a sprinkle of sun, and a pepper wind might have blew tendrils through my nostrils into tabula rasa, brain goo. A big-headed baby, full head of hair, strong-necked, slight of wrist, who got sick after 3 months. Terror of life known, and I peed on everyone. Big pisser. Golden arches upward from down on my back. Was it a show of submission or glee? They said my father died by his own doing, maybe so I'd understand the fear of death too. No one said that to me from here. That's my muse from there. Fear is only the understanding of truth, or maybe the acceptance. The codes and cryptic odes. Ole, bullface. Ole. Moms never had the chance to live as a mom at the tender young age of 24. She had blue horns too. I saw them sometimes. And me, by default, became that living reminder of how shit went to shit in her life. Needless to say, that fucked me up a little. I think my mother found my father in their little home in the southwest hills of Pittsburgh. No one should ever have to witness such a thing, but they do. It's only cope. Such are the ways in which the bones roll sometimes. From space, things look different. Distant, maybe a little too bold a word. Objective is a more appropriate match. There weren't many bellyaches. None, I'd wager. They don't think in terms of nerves much. They seem to have adapted beyond pain. In doing so, they removed many hurdles and or limitations and more or less eradicated depression from my species. From here, though, because that is how this life form has evolved, was woe, and the dirt, and the soot, and the gleeful belches, and release, and tears, and wrung hands, and wretched malady, misery, poor mom and me, and grandma, who I called Gru, who was, is, gold, and will remain so for many. And her husband, James Joseph Katia, venomous human, loved so hard he hated, unable to fully realize his emotional gamut due to circumstance, environment, and the general thought of the times. My mother was adopted because Gru was not able to bear children, from what I was told or remembered, due to a gallbladder removal and or other biomedical malfunctions of her body. My mom was born of conflicted, dynamic, potent parents. A sickly Irish given birth to over here. Parents migrated from County Galway, the Spanish Arch, devotees of St. Kieran, those little dark runners. His wife, my mother's mother, was mad, Spanish-German, fiery, medically pronounced, psychotic, and I think he was impervious to psychoanalysis. Gru was from Scot-Irish parentage, James from lower and under the boot. I have always been a mongrel by birthright and curiosity. Layers of scent my brain would see as cement, and you try to climb every wall, nook, and crack. Didn't you too? My mom was always a friction fragile anyhow, like me. Is it even ironic? May 1st, 1951, time unknown. From the green emerald cities came another. Like all of us, our vessels were damaged, so we got here incomplete. Trauma needs a fertile soil for which to grow. She's as distant and emotional as me, for of course I am my mother's son to the bone, and my father's marrow too. Dyslex Jr. They met in 1974 on the Community College of Allegheny County campus in the north side of Pittsburgh. I was born in Mercy Hospital, one born of the nuns and Catholic Church, and Monsignors and Superiors, and all that trinity. The number 3 has always been my birthright. My father was a conflicted Catholic, my mother an open-minded agnostic atheist, lapsed Catholic in recovery. He had all the neuroses of a king, paranoid and empathetic of life. She had her knuckles rapped by sadistic, vengeful nuns who found their own happiness within the duress of wee children. Both teetered so ridiculously and beautifully in their sacrifices, both so encumbered by life, big brains and desperate times. It was the 70s after all. My father, Thomas John, dug white slacks in the summer, but never after Labor Day. My mother, Diane Lynn Caccia, by Gru and Jim, Diane Celeste Mulcairn, by Thomas and Helen, Doug Elton John, and James Brown, and polyester bells, which rang. Everybody sacrificed. Her adopted parents raised me into a spoiled pauper prince, so very Roman at my pink fattest. Urges I had to respect early on. Easily could I have taken advantage more so, within my environment as it were, even pinker and fatter. And I had it easy, thank the gods. Could dig the gun smoke black from behind a cushy soft bunker, see all the wounds and feel them cut, but never had to take them personally like the other man-childs and dryads did too. A young cocky fat kid with an ear for detail and a penchant for yarns. Deep into my own head, but hyper-aware of all the externals too. At 3 months, I had my very first psycho-proactive lollygag, a two-eyed, droopy-eyed, lacking in eye goo, 8-legged spider-esque, dangled over my eyes in plain dream sight. Death was there from the beginning. Anxiety manifests, and how it translated within the parameters of a kid's spectrum, plagued by the most crystalline nightmare imagery and the most lucid comprehensions of epic, eternal, blue, ineffable bliss. A dichotomy in me made the 3. It was a beautiful epic, my first terror, such as the snail on the razor. So, did Brando remember his too? I saw the 70s end from the fringe of my bowl-cut head and red sock feet, brown flare pants, footy pajamas, canvas rubber shoes, and a penchant for tangential mooning. Joe Green, 1979, Kiss, feather hairspray, black and gold, and shat our pants we almost always, if not sometimes, did. Life was easy then. I ate, crapped, cried, ate, watched, rolled over, picked, dug, slept, shat, ate, cried, crapped, sniffed, slept, ate, crept, lunged, mouthed, reasoned, pled, lurched, stretched, dropped, fell, split, tore, wrestled, goofed, pooped, and pissed. I had a fever when I was 2 the day Elvis died, 105 degrees, was rushed to the hospital, dunked in ice water, force-fed ice water, and icy grape juice, which was good too. sweet and so cold. I cried for Gru, but they didn't let her in the room, and the situation was immediate because of the direness, because I guess I almost died. My brain got fried, though, another one of my first highs. Prone to sickness, my ears filled with pus and drained with the throbbing, and my throat and glands went nuts, fevers, hallucinations, the whole nine. I saw clock hands spin around, independent of time. The fastness was like a stroke. Or was it the same thing? I could feel it in my mouth. My tongue would swell. Shaman fever. I freaked out Gru many times when I talked gibberish while she rubbed the cool water rag on my head, and I said, "Do it slow. Slow, please. Do it slow." It eased the hyper breakdown. She helped me see all that in some semblance of peace. She helped me to anchor. And I know I am a douche. And I used to hate my stupid face because I thought maybe I could have just dug in, ate it, rolled it around like a blue blood. And I thought because I couldn't wallow in that shit I was soft. But never realized until now, those mothers never had to see those places, nor go there. But I couldn't catch the ball, so I was the fuck up. The attention, though, of the both natural and self-manifest pain trauma, for no reason except every reason, man, woman, child. I tell you, I was fucked up and in love with the world always. It was too much, and it was nothing.